Memorial Day. Memorial Day, also known as Decoration Day, is celebrated on the last day in May. The reason they call it Decoration Day was because the family members of the dead soldiers would decorate the graves as recognition. They would honor the soldiers that died fighting for this country by putting flowers and flags near or on the graves. The birthplace, or where Memorial Day was formed, was in Waterloo, New York, declared by President Lyndon Johnson in 1966. Here is the story of how Memorial Day was formed. Memorial Day was made an official holiday on May 5th of 1868 by General John A. Logan, who made all of the members of the Grand Army decorate the graves of their dead compatriots. Memorial Day was celebrated or observed on May 30th of 1868 by putting flowers on all of the graves of Union and Confederate soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery in Arlington, Virginia. The first state to officially recognize this holiday was New York in 1873. By 1890, the holiday was recognized by all northern states. The South, on the other hand, refused to acknowledge the day. The South instead celebrated the dead on their own days until after World War I. Then they changed the holiday from celebrating the people who had died in the Civil War to people who died in any war. Now the holiday is celebrated in just about every state on the last Monday in May. In 1971, Congress passed the National Holiday Act, which made Memorial Day the last Monday in May, so that people could have a 3-day weekend. For all federal employees, after Memorial Day became an official holiday, most southern states kept their separate days to celebrate the dead as well as Memorial Day. Like in Florida, we also celebrate the dead on April 26th. Honestly, before I did any research, all I knew was that Memorial Day was the day that I got a day off of school and happened to get a 3-day weekend, and usually went to a barbecue or a party that either I or one of my friends was hosting. But now, after I've done some research, I have realized that Memorial Day is a special day to remember the people who have fought and died for this country, trying to protect my freedom and keeping me safe. I have realized, though, that I probably would have known more interesting facts about Memorial Day if someone in my family had died. Then I would have probably been more interested in the subject matter. But I am not aware of anyone who has died in my family fighting for this country. After thinking about it, I found out that if you haven't lost someone in a war, that you haven't really been affected, and that you never think about celebrating the holiday since you don't know anyone who you have lost during a war that you know of. I believe that people should take just 1 minute out of one day of the year to actually think about the people who have died fighting for this country.